Craig has decided to go live. 1 second. Let's just get it started with a little music just to cleanse the area. Hey, you'd be first on can of Coke. How are you, mate? I hope you got my message that I'll be on today. Yes, I hope you've had a great day. I don't think I'd asked you whether you were from Australia as well. I'm feeling that you might be. Yeah, I appreciate you, mate. You've said what you're doing it. Yeah, got to follow through your comments and your actions with your words, with your actions. Absolutely. Melbourne, Australia today, nice and hot, mate. Almost 40 degrees Celsius. So a cracking day to stay out of the heat. That's my advice to most people. How's your day been, mate? Have you done anything out of the ordinary, or has it just been a stock standard day for you as well? While we wait for some others. Pretty ordinary, yeah. You know, that's absolutely fine, mate. Ordinary can be very relaxing, you know. Oh, nice, mate, nice. Well, happy birthday for when you celebrate it, all right? From Craig to you, mate, happy birthday to you, sir. I hope you get everything that you're asking for, and I hope it's an enjoyable, fun day, which really can be the best thing when it comes to, you know, your birthdays, just that you get that little bit of attention and, you know, nice thoughts and so on, being around your family. Stephanie, welcome. Flashy Kirby, I say hi to you also. If you have not, I'm trying to think, have you guys been on my lives before? Maybe not, maybe not. I am Craig, and this is Craig's World Rocks, and it's my little YouTube channel. Yeah, how you going? For those who have not seen me before, I am Craig. I am Mr. Positive, if some like to call me. If you're looking for a bit of a pump up when it comes to, you know, making your life better, Nova, how you going, mate? Me old phone's going great, my friend. Yes, you know, bashing it out. Taryn, can I see your comment? I have just seen your comment, unless you put another one before. Can of Cokes of regular on a lemon. Well, you know, we're doing the best we can, Nova. So, look, at the end of the day, for me, my lives are about me talking about how I see myself and how life's been for me. I bring out for everyone with life. And that some of those things that I understand, you know, many people like how I talk, like you can chuck out what you don't like. Needs or questions, feel free to post them. If it's too detailed, you can bang it on one of my videos that I post, or just send me a comment there or a question, and I'm happy to answer that separate to the live. It's up to yourself. X Gaming, mate, appreciate you, mate. As I say to everyone, mate, we're all unique individuals. This is about accepting fully who you are. Embrace the person that you are, love the person you are, be the best version of yourself you can be. That's how you get connection in life. That's how, have played Fortnite? Yes, I have, my friend. That's how you basically get connection with life. Listen to who you really are. Be your true self. Don't be a fake individual. Don't change who you are because you think wear this, you are. everyone here is awesome, right? And you are welcome to hang out and listen to the old Craigster talk to you about taking ownership of your life. You know, grabbing life by the you know what and going for it, right? Because there's a few ways people can look at life, right? I say this a lot. You either believe some other magical being is doing everything to us and you really have no control. So what does it matter how you act, because you really don't have any control over life? Or you can really believe that you do have control, that you're a part of the all that is, that what you put out does impact what happens to you. I can't tell you how many times through different situations in my life I've proven that to myself. It is not something that you can have. You can listen to me say, and that's what I believe, and I understand that. Today, individuals have to grab that and prove it to themselves. You know, you can't just wander through life wondering whether this is true or not true. I'm a big believer that you can prove these things to yourself. You know, what you say and what you think actually makes a huge difference to what is manifested in your world, right? If you don't want to take ownership of that at this point in your life, that's fine. But I'm telling you that if you decide that that sounds pretty cool to me, I want to take ownership of that, that's when you have to take more conscious control of what you're saying and what you're doing. The head shooter, welcome, buddy. How you going? So really just, you know, knowing who you are, right? Finding out who you are. How do we do that? You know, how do we find out who we are? Well, I'm a big believer. Another aspect is that when you're a kid, you know who you are because you haven't been programmed by all the adults' beliefs and thoughts and programmings to what they think life's about. And when you get into something, you get into it because you just really like it. You find like you start doing it. And when you're a kid, you don't really have the limitations. Say, oh, look, I'd love to be a fireman or whatever it might be. Westy, welcome aboard, mate. And who else we got here? iMeth. Too many letters. How you going? You basically just got to have a good look at you, right? Let's look at it another way. Most people in life, look when they're looking for a connection to feel connected with, why the hell am I living this life? What's the purpose? They look out there. I reckon most of us agree with that. The answer that I've discovered is about looking in here. It's not a religious concept. It's just in here, in your heart, being your true self, doing the things that make you feel good. That doesn't sound too bad, does it? That's my belief. I'm just reading your name. Rad Hire. How you going? I'm basically wanting to get you guys to have a think about how a lot of people in this world go after answers for life. You know, they look out there, they look for organisations to give them the answer. I mean, you guys that are here now, you've stopped, you haven't listened to old Craig having a chat about how he sees life. I said, we have the answers for ourselves. The answers for you and why you came here to live this life, I believe you hold them. I believe you've locked them away in your heart, and with certain things you experience in life and certain ways of going forward and experiencing what's going on, you can open that up and you can bring that information back into your conscious mind by doing things that you really enjoy doing. That is the catalyst to lifting your vibration higher. When your vibration is higher and you're feeling excited and you're having fun and all that good stuff, your heart can communicate with your conscious mind much clearer. So you start getting more information about what's important for you. When you think about what you love to do, when things, I'd love to do that, that sounds exciting to me. That's your higher mind trying to get a message, or your subconscious mind trying to get the message over to your conscious mind. Trying to communicate, right? But often we don't listen, we don't quiet our minds enough to hear what we're saying, all right? So quietening the mind or taking time out of the crazy day is key, I think, to listening and connecting more with who you are. I mean, you can live life and go after all the horrible hack, how you doing? You can go after all the great stuff in life, right? You can go out there and, you know, attack life to the fullest. Let's read this. Remember this. The only person that can create or control another individual is no one, right? If you allow someone to have your power, if you give them belief, or you believe that they are scarier or more in control, and you believe that, you know, I better let them make the decisions, you're giving the power away. You've got to keep the power to yourself. So everyone in Greenland needs to go, our country, we're in charge here, and stand their ground, right? People that try and control things or manipulate others, I don't agree with that concept, right? I believe the only person in life you should be able to control is you. Okay? You have the right to make the decisions in your life. You came into this world by yourself, you'll leave by yourself. But other people, that's the problem with the planet. There's people who believe they have the right to control everyone else. And there's a massive issue with, right? We all see it. I mean, that's why there's rising up in countries and the general people fighting back against governments, because, you know, their power's all been taken. Groups around the world, or many of them now, have become really power hungry, and they're taking too much power. So it's really about, you know, we as individuals, I don't think, can control those bigger issues out there. But the one thing we can do, and the one thing I believe in, is that one person can make a difference in their own life, right? You can change your own life. You create your own. Many experiences, many things I've done over my life and experienced. It's like the old Confucius comment, where you take a pebble and you drop a pebble into a silent pond and it ripples out over and over again. One makes a huge difference. It ripples out. When you work on you and you become your own shining light, you become your own perfect, unique individual that you are, and you're doing the things that you love, you are telling everyone that you care about around you that the answer to feeling the way you feel is about connecting with their unique. One of the few things I say to a lot of adults that I talk to, if I'm discussing that in life, is that no, I am not. One of the things, not that it makes any difference, right? But one of the things that I say to a lot of parents is, if you want one bit of advice from me on how to raise a child, and I've raised 2 boys to adults, is basically you let them do the things that they love the most when it comes to study and learning and all those things. If you are not doing something in life that you enjoy, if you're doing it because it's going to make you more money and you hate it, that person, if they're forced to do that as a child or a younger person, will end up quitting that later on anyway, because their heart's not in it. You have to go after what you're into. Then no one can ever take it away. It has to come from the individual. No one has the right to tell the individual what is right for them and what is their passion and what are the things they want to do in their life. It's their life. Guide them along, right? Guide the younger generation along to connect with their real selves and go out, do the things that are going to help them achieve living a life of joy, things that they really want to get into. There's a lot of people that do jobs that they hate, and unfortunately they've gone ahead and listened to others in a lot of cases, and because, oh, that'll be good money, why don't you do that? Or my grandfather did that, so I think you should do that. Or, you know, you're not really asking the younger person or the person that's on that journey of life, what would you like to do? What's something that's in you? What's something you're excited about? We need to do more of that to actually make our next generation much more connected with life, right? It's basically just taking the ownership and helping the younger generation take ownership of their lives, that it's their choice. Look, I say this a lot, guys, for those who have not seen me before, when it's simple, logical things, a lot of things I talk about, but we all come to this world as babies. We're all human beings. Forget about what religion the family all human beings. We all come in, I like that we're all pure sparks of existence and consciousness and light that have chosen to live a human life. We come in as a perfect little baby. We get programmed by everyone around us that raises us, and then we live our life and we cross back over. But at the end of the day, I feel the same. Why are we not treating each other with the respect and love that we treat the people that are closest to us? Why is it such, hey Amelia, hey, why is it so hard for people to accept everyone else? That's something, I don't know, maybe I'm weird, right? But that's something that doesn't sit with me. Every one of us deserves to have a good life. Why is it so hard for us just to accept everyone else as, human beings at the very basic level, that we're all living this life? No one really knows the truth about it. No one's really connected to that level. Everyone has their opinion and everyone, does the best they can. But treat people the way you want to be treated. That's my message. What you put out, it's like when you're talking to your mother or your father, that's how you should be talking to everyone, right? Treat them with respect. And when I don't know if you've ever really paid attention to this, guys, but when you say something really positive to someone, when someone I use this analogy a lot. You get someone drops off a bloody package to the door, and you go to the door and you go, oh, thank you so much. They walked all up the steps and they brought it to you and they knocked on the door and gave you the package. I'm one to go, thank you so much for that. I appreciate you making that effort rather than just chucking it down the driveway. Thank you so much. And I'll give them a heartfelt thank you. When I do that, I notice it come back to me quite a lot. Even going through the drive-through at Macca's, if you make an extra effort to make a heartfelt thank you, it's amazing how you see the response. It doesn't always automatically come out because some of these individuals might never really do that themselves, but you can see it affect them in their face. What you put out creates what goes on around you, and it reflects back to you. So if that is the true statement, which I believe wholeheartedly it is, we should all try and be consciously aware and control our own thoughts in a way that's much more positive. Because the only person that you hurt when you lash out is you, right? Situations will occur in life. It's how we respond to those situations. Ellie, welcome back. Look, that was a loud clap by me then. Ooh, it sounded loud. It's how you react, everyone, right? Like, your choice. I know emotions, we're emotional beings, right? Things happen that they make us feel a certain way, and we react often because the emotion leads the comment, and the comment comes out without really too much thought because I feel this way. But you can, no worries, Ellie, all good. You drop in for a second and then whoop, you're off you go. You're a busy gal. Look, I think that the ownership of how we all act is something that most of us kind of don't think about. We don't think that there's going to be a repercussion for us saying whatever. Now, I'm not saying, look, I've done many different things over my life, right? So I've done different trades, worked in different offices, all types of jobs, right? But the reality is, so I've connected with many different levels of society, many different people, and I know everyone acts differently, and I'm pretty rough around the edges, all right? The topic, Kabar, is life, the universe, and everything, and that's what Craig loves to talk about, so we are going down that path. So welcome aboard, mate, if you want to hang out and listen to a dude talking about how we all create what goes on in our life and how we can all empower ourselves to change things for the better. So that's up to you. Toyota, welcome, mate. How you going? So I was just about to start talking about something else. Okay, so I worked in many different places, and I will at times drop the curse word. I will, speak my mind. I believe that we all should be our most authentic, genuine selves that we can be. And I'm not going to pull any punches. I'm going to speak from the heart, though. It's going to be positive. But occasionally my passion will drop into those, well, fuck, we need to get on with it. That's important. And I'm saying that to all of you because you want to be the truest you can be. from the heart. If you're thinking negative things, those thoughts aren't coming from your heart. They're coming from your head. They're coming from the ego you. Because if you connect down with who you really are, if you really connect with who you are in your heart, you only want positive things in your life. You only want joy. You only want to experience things that you came here to experience. It's that way. So it's really, with that in mind, again, it's really about analyzing ourselves, taking ownership. That's my main mantra tonight, was about, guys, try and take, hey Ella, how you going? It's all about trying to take ownership of who you are, right? No one knows who you are but you. You absolutely know who you are. You know if you're confused, you know if you feel good, you know if you're angry, you know if you're pissed off, you know if you're not happy with life, you know everything about you. You can't lie to yourself, right? You can't. You can lie, and everyone else doesn't know you're lying unless you tell them or they find out, but you know if you're lying. You want to connect with your authentic self, you have to stop putting up a false wall. You have to stop protecting the real you. People that lie are lying because, well, there's a lot of reasons, but they're generally probably embarrassed about things that they've done, and they don't want to express about those things. But the things that you've done have been done by you, the authentic you. You have to stand by that. You have to be that. And sometimes it's very, very hard to be your authentic self. It's scary, right? You put yourself on the line. One of my passions is public speaking. I'm one of those crazy people that I don't have a drama with. So I could talk to an auditorium of 100,000 people. Wouldn't affect me at all. I'd be sounding exactly the same as I do right now to the 5 people that are on listening to right now. And that's absolutely fine. I love it. It's a passion of mine. The other passion I've known since I was very young is I wanted to understand life as best I could. Now, I didn't know if I wanted to pass that on to anyone. I didn't think that when I was younger. I just thought, well, I want to know these things. I want to work out these answers. I want to be comfortable in my own skin. I want to know that, the trueness of life. And then, with my expression and how I talk, happy to talk about it to whoever wants to listen. I mean, it's something that it's like I called to myself. It always feels like that, 18 months ago when I started posting stuff on YouTube, because before that I just kept it all to myself. I didn't think I had to put it out there, but then I thought, well, you've learned so much stuff from so many different mentors through my life. It feels like if I just took that with me when I cross over, what have I done it for? Shouldn't I leave it for other people to draw from? And in that comment, please always, with everything everybody says, definitely including me, take the things you like, chuck out what you don't like. It's not about believing every single thing that someone does, right? We're all on our own journey. We're all on our own path in this life. And there are going to be things that you, Wisdom, how are you, mate? I'm having a great weekend, mate. I hope you're having an awesome weekend. It's about embracing you. It's about finding the answers that you need at that point in time. We're all at different points along our journey. We're all experiencing things flight. Okay, Saggy, that's nice. Oh, well, I'm from Melbourne, Australia, mate. So if you're hanging around in Melbourne, Australia, you never know. You never know. Life's an experience, boys and girls, and embrace the experience. You want to get to a point, I think, or you can get to a point. Sabrina, hello, another Australian, love you all. Obviously, g'day, mate. We don't all say that very much. I don't know. Do you say g'day very much, Sabrina? That's a question for you. I don't use that word very much. On the lives, I seem to say it because there's people from different parts of the world that are you Australian? Is that your accent? Are you from England? Which I love, right? But definitely I've lived in Australia my whole existence, this whole lifetime, and Little, how you going? Little 93. Am I guessing that you were born in 93? Is that why the 93 is there? That's a bit of a guess. Rock and Killer. Congress to grant laws of market. Okay, very cool, Rock and Killer, because that's gone over my head there. But yes, there you go, Little. Very good. I'm really astute like that. So, embracing our unique selves, right? Too many people, I just like to repeat this stuff because a lot of people try and change themselves for what's going on outside themselves. You know, I have to act this way, or I have to do this particular thing. Oh, well, there you go, Sabrina. You're a pure Aussie, just like Craig. You are a pure Aussie. Aren't we great? Us Aussies, we're awesome. We just have to say it like it is. Bacon boy, good to have you. Peter Griffin, love Peter Griffin, man. He's awesome. The Avengers are the best, mate. The Avengers. You got to embrace who you are. Well, you don't got to do anything, right? But my belief is that the best way for you to feel the most connected in your life, and one of the biggest things that concerns me about a lot of the younger generation is that because they're gaming, they're doing all that stuff a lot of the time, they do create a bit more disconnect from what the world is. And you have to be connected with the world to stay here and feel that there's a reason for you to be here. And lack of connection can lead to really people pulling the pin before they should in life. And, you know, I know in my heart of hearts that we all go on, okay? I believe we all go on. We're beings that are immortal. We've chosen to live this life. We're living this life. We'll go back over, we'll analyse it, we'll come back, we'll live another one, we'll do different things. But we get to choose what we decide we do. We are a part of the all that is. We are not lesser than. Ruth, how you going? Yes, I remember you, obviously. We're great friends. Great to have you back. Has been a little while, I think, yes. But this is Saturday in... no, I'm from Melbourne. Ruth, I'm from Melbourne. I think I missed Kajura Shimoto. I am rolling with the punches, my friend. I'm glad to hear that. There's always punches, but we can always move and shake and get out of the way. I mean, like yesterday, I was doing a bit of moving and shaking at a family wedding. Congrats to my young nephew and his lovely wife on their nuptials. It was a very exciting day. I'll just throw that in. One of my favourite games. Well, you know, probably with life, not gaming as much as I used to, but, you know, a bit more of maybe a movie buff, watching a few, you know, fantasy adventure ones, you know, but Warcraft, always loved Warcraft, you know, the gaming, everyone's involved, that's always good. Yeah. Oh, Owen Fire, okay. Owen, oh, it's probably Owen, is it? Owen Fire? How are you, mate? All right, Ruth, take care. Always here, jumping on whenever. Good to see you. Good to see your typing on my screen. Thank you very much for hanging out. Franny W, hello from the Swiss. Woo, is it cold there in Switzerland? Because here in Melbourne, Australia, middle of summer, woo, we are hot. And now, you know, Wisdom, I'm not a religious man. So you can't be my disciple. But happy to have you agreeing with how I go about it, mate. It's just an attitude that we have to connect with ourselves in that way, right? Oh, well, that's a cheeky comment by GP. Are you trolling there, GP, with that cheeky comment? I'll ignore the first one. Green grapes and soy cashews, perfect combination. Not too bad, Matthew. Yes, very nice. Well, it was a very extremely hot day, and I wouldn't have recommended getting out in that sun. So I hope that it wasn't too bad, Sabrina. I hope that it wasn't too bad a sunburn. But, you know, it's very much my message to everyone that I am trying my best to live my most authentic life. before I go, did you hear about the heat wave coming? Well, there is another hot day in Melbourne next Tuesday, Ruth. So I think we're hitting 43 in Melbourne. Yeah, it's going to be a shocker. Unfortunately not. Unfortunately not, user GJ. Yeah, that's nice. We're here to talk positive, so I have to sometimes get rid of a couple of trolls, everyone. So if you're not serious about hanging out and having a chat about a different way to look at life, just move on. No need to drop comments. It's just ridiculous, right? So I move on from that. Come support the stream. Appreciate you, mate. Yep. I will keep showing up. That is to you. How to spell Mark. Very good. I'm guessing your name's Mark? Yes. The beach next to me, drink some salt. Oh, that's shocking, Sabrina. You don't want to drink salt water. Very good, very good, very good. Appreciate you, Sabrina. And look, you know, I think the best way for me to show my authentic self is to show up, right? Is to be here. Just show you what it means to me to be authentic, right? I'm a big believer that people create their own reality, so I'm going to talk about that. I like talking about life and experiences that happen, positive, negative, how we can actually influence the outcomes of these things. It takes action to change something in a physical world. Yes, it's a physical world. A lot of people get their head around the fact and they go, how do you change something when it's all physical anyway? Well, it's like a simulation that we've created here, all right? Are you stuck, Cheese Chomper? All right, well, that's nice, Cheese Chomper. I think that's, what have I got here? You gotta go, my friend. See you later. Sorry guys, just another little troll going on there. They get really bored, these people, just wanting to put up ridiculous comments over and over again, blocking up the chat area. I want genuine people that are wanting to know more about life so you guys can talk together. Cooper, welcome aboard, my friend. All right, so still a couple more going on there, so I'm going to remove them. See you later. Go talk to someone else. Straight down the line, everyone. Right? So, we want to embrace our own lives. We want to basically take ownership. Oh, you want me to get rid of you too, Geek? Yeah. All right, no problem. At the end of the day, we want to have a conversation and we want to be honest with ourselves and we want to go forward in life and understand that what we do and say does influence what gets created in our worlds. I mean, we can all joke about stuff and we can all have a lot of fun, but the reality of life is that most people have no idea about what's going on because they probably haven't taken the time to have a close look at what's going on, right? Yeah, Heavenly Princess, there is, right? So I'm a married man with two adult boys, for those who are unaware. So there's a lot of bored people out there with just stupid comments to throw out, and that's okay. I hide their comments. See you later. There's no dramas, no dramas at all. But we want to basically check it out for ourselves. I mean, it's something that when I first got told it as a young adult, when I met my first psychic clairvoyant lady, and she became a mentor for me in my earlier years, you know, in meditation classes. One of the first things she said to me was, you know, there's a lot of people that believe they create their own reality, that what we put in is what comes back. That went straight inside me when she said that, because I'd spent 20 odd years being told totally different things, like what you do doesn't really make a difference, that powers outside yourself make everything happen. Oh, GP, sorry, mate. Missed you, man. Enjoy Saturday night. So, you know, yeah, we basically multitasking. Official, how you going? We need to grab life. I want to know what I can do to improve things. Got to basically get out there and take it on. You got to. What's your question, Cooper? What's your question? Go out. I didn't see it. I missed that. I was pixelated. I don't think I was pixelated. No, mate. Are you being a bit of a dill? Is that your no? No worries, mate. Question. So, you can hang out and you can listen, or you can move on, or I can just zip off your comments if you're not going to add anything of depth. No worries, mate. All right, all good. Look, everyone. So at the end of the day, taking ownership of your life. The first step is always knowing who you are, right? Knowing who you are, knowing the person that where you've got to now. So many of us have lived our lives to this point, but I want you all to appreciate yourselves and thank yourselves for getting yourself to where you are right now, because you've created your own reality in this life all the way to this point. You've done it. Whether it's unconsciously or consciously, you have done it. So happy random stuff. How are you going? So take a lot of pride in that you've got to this point in your life. All right. Appreciate yourself for all the bumps and bruises and experiences along the way. Life is a journey, right? It's a great journey, right? It's to think the fact that you are someone that has a conscious mind. You can think and feel and love and enjoy and experience and da. It is Stormblock 47. Yes, sir, to you. It is an unbelievable thing that we are human beings, that we are able to live this glorious existence. Now, to understand ourselves at a deeper level has always been something that I've been interested in. That we lived one life to me. In their lives. What about the babies that die after a couple of months? Is that the only life they get? That doesn't make sense. Logic comes into a lot of things that I've settled on within how I see things. It makes a lot more sense that we live many, many existences, because I see life in the sense that let's use an analogy like this. You're in a big football stadium, you're up the top very furthest away seat at the highest part of the football stadium, and you're looking down at the huge ground, and your jigsaw puzzle of existence is on that ground, and it's like 1/3 filled with tiny little jigsaw pieces, and every jigsaw piece puzzle or part of that puzzle is a lifetime, and this lifetime you're living now is one little piece of that jigsaw puzzle. It's important, but it's part of the whole aspect of who you are. We just don't bring that full connection into this life when we come into this life. I know there's information and there's people that have come into these lives and into living human lives, and they remember themselves from living past lives, etc., etc. And you can Google a lot of those stories online and believe those or not believe those. But a lot of them are really credible people that they've remembered all this stuff and they've been able to prove. So, look, I just think, once you get past 2 or 3 coincidences, it's no longer coincidence anymore. So when it comes to do we live lifetime after lifetime, yes, I think we do. Until we choose where we don't want to live a lifetime and we want to do something else, because I think there's a whole nother realm of existence where we're from, where we can experience things in a different way again. We're really about seeing life from different perspectives to actually expand, right? I'm a big believer that we're all perfect sparks of love and light. We are vibration, we are consciousness, we exist forever. We are part of the all that is. I said this the other week, I think, about I had an experience many years ago with an old friend of mine where we were basically fishing near an island, and there was a bit of and he basically showed me the energy of a tree, where you could actually put your arms around a tree, and basically you can feel the energy of the tree. The only way you're going to feel is that your energy is the same or it's connected to that, right? It's understanding that we're part of everything, the world, the trees, the ocean, the sands, the whatever you're experiencing, living with, whatever. Everything is connected to the all that is. It's all part of you and part of us. So understanding that gives you a different, or really connecting with that gives you a different concept to how you see your life. I'm going good, Arthur. How are you going, mate? Going well? Yeah, so with those things, there's nothing that's not connected, right? That's why when I say to everyone, treat everyone as they're your family. Like they're your mum and your dad and your best friends and your brothers and sisters and people that you care about, all right? Treat everyone the same way, because you're bringing these experiences, you manifest each experience of your reality over the day, right? Over every day you exist. And you choose how you react to those situations. Some things you'll react pretty badly, some things you'll react really good. You create everything or you create nothing, but the more negative experiences. But, you know, when something along that line happens, how you going, Honrel? How you going? Welcome. You just subscribed. You mean me or have you? I've been doing my lives now for a couple of months, and posting YouTube videos for well over 12 months now. So yeah, putting myself out there if you have not seen me before. But we're talking about the connection with energy at the moment, or I'm talking about that everything in life is connected through energy. So if everything's connected, even situations that don't seem so positive, they're a reflection of something that's going on within you. So it gives you, by doing that and understanding that, hey, I've just created this situation outside myself, responded negatively, I'm kind of telling myself there that there's something within me that's not so positive. There's something about me that I believe to be similar or a reflection of what things that happen outside reflect for you back how you're going. Your external is a reflection of your internal, if we put it like that. All right. So that's one of the reasons, or one of the few reasons why I say try and take conscious control of what you're saying, what you're thinking. When you have a negative belief that's in you and you keep doing something that people would perceive as negative, you keep doing it because you're asking yourself, do you still want to keep doing it? A lot of people have said to me over the journey, but yeah, okay, I understand that I think that way, but how do I change it? Well, the first step is acknowledging that it's something that you don't want to do anymore. Pajit, I don't think anything's going on. We're just talking. Hang on while I have a drink of water. So when we take ownership of what we're thinking and what we're feeling, we have a better chance that we're going to start creating more of the things that we want in our life. But we have to take control of that. And you have to believe that, you have to come to an understanding that you have proven to yourself that you do create your own reality. You prove that by testing the waters, right? There's other things that you can simply look at in life and say it proves that what I put out, what comes back. When you achieve any goal, when you achieve any goal, if you didn't have a say in this life, it was all already set up for you and it was all destiny, how can you set a goal and then achieve it at the other end? And, you know, whether in sport, whether in business, whether in finance, you know, whatever, how can you get more or create more unless you basically can change what's going on in your world? This is a world of creation. We are beings of creation. We can change what we like as we go along, as we get more consciously aware. I think we come down with a plan and we block our ability to actually come from a point of not understanding who we are to hopefully connecting with who we really are, and then really transforming what's going on as we become more consciously aware of who we actually are. All right? You always have a choice to change what you're doing. Remember the things that you love to do. Remember the things that make you feel awesome, right? You want to be creating those things. You want to be going down those paths. You want to be actually letting that in. Clear skies, hey? Yes, clear skies. Shout out to you, 664. Is that because there's 663 other clear skies? Law of attraction though, sir. Yes, I saw that comment. Very true. We want to consciously become aware of this stuff. Schrodinger, my favourite music album. Well, I do love me a bit of Journey. I do love the old Journey, but you know, the heavy metal era was my era. Motley Crue albums, Metallica, Skid Row, all those, right? Bit of Akadaka's always good. Anything that wakes you up in the morning, right? Anything with a bit of energy. I love that. I'm really a 90s kid, you know. I went out and, you know, leather jackets and partied and listened to loud music and just enjoyed life, right? Godzilla, how you going? Hang on one sec. Got a coffee now. Coffee is good, everyone. Anyway, coffee is good. Let's just say that. So yeah, being your most authentic self. I hope that some of you have started to look at yourselves in that way and say, am I happy with how I act? I can have coffee right before I go to bed, mate, and I still drop off to sleep like that. Nah, yeah, it's all good. Some people can't do that. I know some people have one coffee and it keeps them awake all night, but I've never been like that. So I think my eyebrows get shampooed with the rest of my head, truth is. But when it comes to who we are, right? I've been talking for a couple of months now on my lives, and I know there's a few of you that come and go tonight that have seen me regularly. I hope that some of you are starting to look at yourselves and actually start to analyse yourself and how you act in your life. There's no one out there that's going to judge you. Let me just say that, right? This is one of my comments as well that I like to make sure everyone's aware of. In life, I don't believe you have to do anything to achieve some higher purpose, blah, blah, blah. I believe you've already got the golden ticket from a Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, you know, saying you got the ticket, you live forever, you're awesome, you're already a part of the all that is. You don't have to achieve anything, but in our heart of hearts, we want to be the best version of ourselves we can be. We want to do the things that we love to do. Right? If we're not doing the things that make us tick, that make us feel really good or really buzzed, why are you wasting your life? Because that's how I look at it. If you're doing things that you hate and you're just going along life being grumpy and angry at the world, you're wasting your life. Take ownership of your life. You steer your ship. You don't steer anyone else's, but you steer yours. All right? 150% you are in charge of your ship, right? And maybe I'm alluding to UFO ship. No. Or a ship on the sea, or a plane, or a car, or however you want to look at it. But you're in charge of your own destiny. You can change direction whenever you want. Story time. You can change direction whenever you want. And I suggest to everyone, change direction and do things. Hey, Charles, how you going? Change direction in your life. Remind yourself of what you really want to do and start going after it in some way, shape or form. Because if you're not, again, I'm going to say it straight down the line, you're wasting your life. Because you knew who you were when you were a young kid. You knew what you loved to do. You knew what things you're into. But as you got older, you were blocked and programmed and made to think a different way. You need to clear away those blockages and things that are not really you. Charles, powerlifting, awesome stuff. Yes. Cutting grass, well, I get a bit of hay fever, so grass is not my favourite thing. But I still do it because I have to do that. But that's exactly what I'm talking about, Charles, right? Like, even if you get to the point, I suppose, where powerlifting's a physical thing to be doing, and I suppose at some point in your life you might find the body can't keep up with the really heavy stuff. So maybe you go into training, maybe you go into other things, right? That's right, Godzilla, right? I'm glad you've reckoned I've wasted about 5 years. Are you still in that office job? So if you're still in the office job, I'll give you a little bit of an idea. I'm not saying to anyone to quit your job, right? Yeah, you got to find a few more things for yourself. But what I suggest is when you're doing something you hate but it's paying the bills, that's fine. But try and add into your life something to do with what you love, right? Dave, you doing it? You're awesome, mate. Try to add something in Godzilla. So if there's something that you're passionate about, and maybe you can join a club or something that involves that, go ahead and do it, right? Keep doing your job. But when you start doing something that you're passionate about, your vibration lifts, you're excited, you're having fun, you're connected with your life. And then you are like attract like. I saw someone say it before. The like attract like, you attract people that are also really connected with what you're into. They're really high vibe. Suddenly you're meeting people in the area of life that you're passionate about. And opportunities can happen from that. You know, you start creating. You're quitting, Dave. What are you doing? I'm quitting, okay. Are you quitting? What are you quitting, Dave? That's anything that makes me feel alive and scared. So you're quitting something that makes you feel alive. That's what you're saying? That's what you're saying. That's what I'm getting, yeah? Because I don't believe, Dave, that there's one thing that a person's passionate about. There's a number of things that I'm into outside of public speaking and speaking about life and the drink. Okay, I'm with you. And if it has become an issue where it overwhelms your whole life, then it's probably a smart thing to try and balance back out again. It doesn't mean you can't go out and have fun though, mate. Godzilla, I'll be here for a while, mate, but if you're going to go get dinner, thanks for hanging out for a bit, mate. Okay. So yeah, I mean, obviously, Dave, obviously all those things are personal choices, right? And hey, Ding Dong Football, how you going? Welcome aboard, mate. Recreate, pre-shave your head. Oh, no, I don't want to shave my head, mate. I think I look pretty good. I used to have hair, Recreate, when I was a young guy, halfway down my back because I was in heavy metal and all that type of era in the 90s. Shaved heads have never been my thing. I've got pretty short hair these days, mate. That'll do. And as you get older, you don't want to be mucking around with your hair too much, mate. Just nice and simple. It's the way to go. But if you want to shave your head, Recreate, go for it, mate. All good. But yeah, like I was talking about Dave there for a second. Yeah, look, a lot of those stuff, they're choices that we all make, Dave. You know, and it's part. It comes from the thing that I talk about, right? What you put out's what you get back. You have to take ownership of what you're saying thinking and doing. There's no one else responsible for your actions but you, right? And if you do something that someone else suggests, you've given your power away to them. And so you still can't blame that person that you did what they said. You allowed yourself to do what they said. Yeah? Everything at the end of the day becomes you have to take ownership of it. If there are things in your past that you just have trouble letting go of, that are stuck, where the energy's stuck and you're like, I should never have done that, or that happened to me, that person was a prick for doing that to me, and I'm never going to let that go, and I always want to get back at them. Yes, you did, didn't you, Jay Honrell? Yes. God Bacon. Well, Bacon is God-like, I will say that. Thank you, God Bacon. For everyone that does listen to me, if you do subscribe, like Jay Honrell, if you do subscribe, at least you can see when I jump on live, because, you know, I've got a live family, all that, so I come on at different times, try to do it in the evenings, obviously, after dinner. I'm in Australian Eastern Standard Time in Melbourne, so for me it's usually around between 7:30 and 8:30 where I'll jump on and do a bit of a live chat. Monday nights is probably the only night you won't see me, because I've done that a few times and really no one seems to hang out on a Monday night. We all have free will. Exactly, JC. We all have free will. And we all have to take ownership of our choices. When life, like I was saying to you, I see us as beings of change, right? Change is constantly happening all the time. Yeah. Change is always happening all the time. So for us to, I'm losing my train of thought there, which is unusual. Okay, hang on 1 second, guys. Slicker, that's not very nice, is it? Hey, you better cheeky bugger there, narcissist, or are you going to continue with those comments? I'll give people one chance and I'll block you, mate, if you want to carry on. But Ryden Zach Manning, how you going, buddy? But we need to take the ownership of what we're doing. We need to take ownership of it, right? We can all joke around with life. We can all go, it doesn't really mean nothing. Does it really mean nothing? I mean, you came here, you're living a life. You can't tell me that there's all these wise people out there that are, no worries, Darcy, it's all right, mate. But I get a few trolls like everyone does on the lives they do. So I'll give someone a couple of chances, and if they carry on too much like a pork chop, or they say something racist, or they say something I don't like, then boom, you're done. So ownership of how you act, most people don't really take the ownership they should in their life, because they don't think that what they're saying and thinking is going to have an effect on anything. I'm here to tell you that it will. What you put out comes back into your own life. So individuals can carry on like freaking dickheads, but your life ain't going to transform for the better when you act like that. Right? So, yeah. So, basically, I just say to you, if you don't get it now, that's fine. But at some point in life, if life's not going well, you might want to have a look at yourself. All right? Hey, Ruth, how you going? Welcome back. So, yeah, ownership of your life. If you think life's important at all, and you want to be someone that sets an example for, firstly, yourself, to have the best life you can have, and then to help others understand what it is that they need to do to make their lives turn out really, really good, and that they have the power to actually transform their own life. You need to live it. You need to live it by your actions. But sometimes people don't get that. I've proven that to myself, that what you do comes back to yourself, that your actions actually transform what's going on in your life. You're a part of the all that is. You're a part of existence. Existence. What's that? Which country? I'm from Melbourne, Australia. Tanaka. Yeah. So when you take full ownership of what you're doing, you can transform things in whatever way you want. So, yeah, basically, you want to be the best example to everyone out there. There's a lot of people that spend life trying to help other people, and it's really commendable, but they forget the most important person in life to help, and that's themselves, right? There's many, many ways you can go about living life, but living life authentically. If you ever listen to a lot of the really famous, successful people, they will say that they've gone out and they've just done what they've been most passionate about. You know, Paul Stanley from the band Kiss. I've seen him say that many times when he's been interviewed. I've just always loved singing and loved playing music, and that's what I did. He goes, he didn't expect anything big to come of it, but it was a massive passion, and he just followed it, right? It's really about you at some point in time deciding that I want to improve my life for the better, and you making the decision that, hey, I want to change things. See, because life is not about you having to manifest anything. You are beings of manifestation. We're unbelievable at creating what we want for ourselves. You've already created in front of yourself infinite lifelines, infinite pathways to go down. It's what pathway you just choose is right for you, and that comes down to what you truly want from you. Are you listening to your heart? Do you want the thing that's inside your heart? Do you want the most thing that makes you feel the most alive in life? Do you want to do that in life? Because you can choose to go after that. That life for you is there waiting for you to say, I want that, right? Hey, the fandom crew, how you going? I always use high quality toilet paper, Clarity, because low quality toilet paper, that's no good. That's no good. Oh, you're gonna make me say your. I can't say your full name. Sorry, Mark. I'm gonna call you Tanaka. I hope that's okay. Alex John, how you going, my friend? Got my 7 stars, so I'm happy. Oh, well done. Well done. Excellent stuff. We are all having a good day here. Well, being artistic, nothing wrong with that, mate. Metallica, I can tell you're into the same music as me. There you go. How you going, mate? There's lots of comments going on, so I should get back to talking so everyone else has got something to listen to, right? We need the ownership, and being authentic tonight was my number one thing. Pry, how you going? Taking that ownership of ourselves, wanting to have the best things in our life happen to us, that is your choice. You can choose to create that. You can choose to be that person. What do you love to do? If you're not doing the things in your life that you love to do, that bring you the greatest fun and joy and excitement, you're missing the point. Your heart is sending you that message by making you feel excited. Hey, Pry, how you going? Or Pry, we'll say Pry. Edit. I appreciate you being subbed. You're one of Craig's family now, right? Ask me anything. So you've got to be you've just got to be honest with yourself. You just got to be truly honest with who you are, with yourself. You can't lie to yourself. I said it earlier in the night. You can't lie to yourself. You can lie to everybody else out there. What's my music? I like all the heavy metal music. Metallica, great. I like glam bands, Poison, Skid Row. You know, bloody. I'm losing my mind here. This guy's coming today. All life is about, from my perspective, in a nutshell, is finding who you are, reminding yourself how many koalas would it take to beat up one kangaroo? Quite a number. Kangaroos are bloody nasty creatures. Don't ever come to Australia and take on a kangaroo. All right? It won't end well for you. Taking that true ownership of who you are and who you want to be is the number one thing you can do in your life. Just going through life without really paying attention to what's inside yourself is a mistake that many of us make, right? People that meditate, people that wanderlust, how you going? People that meditate have learnt the art of stepping out of the craziness of life. See, because in life as adults, we run around like mad people. We're doing things at 5 million miles an hour. We're not thinking. The boss is yelling at us, get that done, get this done, da 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 da. At some stage, happy blue lilies, how you going? At some stage, you've got to take the time to quiet your mind. All right? When's my birthday? My birthday is not till the middle of the year. We basically don't hear what's going on inside ourselves most of the time because we're caught up in life and the speed of life. When you meditate, you slow everything down. You slow your mind down, you slow your body down, and you basically, it's like the monks, Tibetan monks, people like that spend their lives meditating and centering and focusing on their energy and just being very balanced and very quiet. It's creating a space or a time in the day, I think, that no one has to be a monk, but you know, if you give yourself 5 minutes of quiet time where you just breathe in your nose, exhale out your mouth, and you relax and close your eyes and you let the stress of the day wash away, and then you ask yourself, am I happy with how I've been today, right? Basically, it's giving yourself a chance to ask yourself the questions that are most important to you. Are you happy with who you are? See, because I can't answer those questions for each individual. Kyle, that's a bit harsh, eh? Well, I'm Craig. I'm from Melbourne, Australia. So, well, you know, if you can't handle it, well, it's sometimes hard to see that some of us are, you know, talking about serious stuff for once, right? I think that each of us needs to find our own centre. Each of us needs to find our own truth. And the truth that you hold for yourself is in your heart. It's in here. Well, Davis, that's your opinion. This is Craig's World Rocks. So I have a slightly different opinion, not saying that religion is bad. I'm saying that religion is limited. No, I'm not a religious person, Colin. I understand religious people. I am someone that would say, yep, I'm a spiritual person. I believe that life goes on. I think we should be the best version of ourselves we should be. I think we should treat people the way that we want to be treated, and it's straight down the line like that. You know, religion, I'm not going to dive into religion because that's another kettle of worms or another, you know, but there are limitations with that, right? You're giving your power away to another person that's better than you. I don't believe that anyone's better than anyone. I believe, Dave, Appreciate you, mate. All right. But, yeah. I don't believe that anyone's better than anyone else. Right? If you think that there's a higher power and someone's better than you, and you give your power to them, then you're basically saying in the same sense that you are less, that you are not good. Every single one of you is perfect as you are. From just humble Craig here in Melbourne, Australia, I'm telling you, you're all awesome. You're all doing the best job you can with your life, with everything that you've known up to this point. You're not doing nothing wrong, right? Appreciate yourself. Feel good about who you are. There's no place you've got to get to that makes you achieve life's ambitions, right? We're one. We're one with everything. And if a religion understands that and agrees with that, that's great. But also there are aspects to most religions that give their power away to a higher deity. And that's where I don't agree, okay? That's just my personal opinion. People that believe otherwise, that's okay, right? We're all on our own journey. We're all learning the lessons that we want to learn for ourselves. And basically I'm here speaking my truth. Always take what you like and throw out what you don't like. You know, these are discussions that should be open and they should be genuine. And if you're a genuine person, you talk about these things from the heart. You don't force your opinions on others. I don't agree with any type of control or forceful attitude. If a person on my YouTube live wants to be forcing their opinion, I will block you. I'm not biased to anyone, right? If you don't believe in a God, that's fine too, right? But if you want to carry on about what you believe too, you can start your own YouTube page and you can talk about what you want, right? No worries, Rex. Catch you, buddy. I'm not a religion, okay? I'm a guy that believes that you should treat people in the way that you want to be treated. I believe I create my own reality. It's more of a metaphysical understanding. So if you've heard of metaphysics, I'm probably along those lines, but I don't like to put a title on anyone, right? If you are someone that believes in a religion and you're happy with it, awesome. But this is my page and I talk about the things that I want to talk about because I'm putting my truth out there. You want to put your truth out there, you can also create a page, right? And I don't want you guys spamming away, all right? So either stop it and leave or I'll block you, all right? All right. So we'll clear it. It must be Saturday night at the races type thing. Cancel. Where are we? Yeah. So really, guys, yeah, it's tough, Michael. It's Saturday night, mate. All right. Anyone else going on about it? Oh, yes. See you later, mate. It's called trolling people that were unaware, and you're just filling up the chat of people that, yeah. It's pretty hard, Toyota, because, you know, okay, Alexander, no more chatting, mate, because you're just blocking up the chat for people that want to have a serious chatty about what we're talking about. So, again, if you want to keep on spooking your belief, you can start your own YouTube channel. I've got no drama with it. I'll say it how it is. People, everyone creates their own reality as far as I'm concerned, right? Everyone, right? What you put out comes back. You can prove it to yourself. That's what I'm about. I'm expressing that. Alexander, you had your chance. I'll see you later. Yeah, I'm Australian, mate. I'm in Melbourne, Australia. Been here my whole life. 56-year-old male from Melbourne, Australia. Lived here my whole life. So, you know, g'day guys and girls. I'm Craig. Aussie, Aussie, Aussie. Oi, oi, oi. We just need to be people that, you know, are connected with who we are, right? It's important to be trying to be able to find yourself. I think most people are going through life trying to discover what's important. No, I'm Aussie, Australian. Lauren, yeah. Lorena, yes. I hope I said that right. Crystalline, thank you. Appreciate you too. Again, shrieking, that's, yeah, okay. Is that, said it myself, is it shrieking? We're talking about life, the universe and everything, and I'm talking about the fact that we all create what goes on in our life, so we can empower ourselves by, you know, being a more positive individual in what we're doing. Control how we think, control what we say. You have the final decision in your life to, you know, I'm just gonna say hello to him too. All right. Yeah. All right. So there's lots of fun on Saturday evening, isn't there, everyone? Everyone's on having a bit of fun. But if we're going to troll somewhere else, right? Craig's World rocks. We don't need that crap, right? Sneaky Fox, how you going? So look, at the end of the day, Ruth, welcome back. At the end of the day, we want to understand who we are as individuals. We want to have a reason to live our life. We want to feel connected, right? Then connect yourself with who you are. Then start to look at how you can... That was a long time ago. Thanks for that. Connect with who you are. We want to connect with who we are. We want to actually understand, you know, what difference to me living this life is going to make. Is there a reason to living this life? Because there's so many people that pull out of life and shorten their lifespans because they lose connection. The answers to life are not outside ourselves. I believe fully that they're inside ourselves. But it's cluttered with lots of beliefs and opinions that have been put upon us as we've grown up, right? Through family and friends and teachers and, you know, God knows what else has been put upon us, and it's very confusing. The aspect to who you are never leaves your heart. You know what you like. You know what makes you feel good, right? Yep, I'm Australian, Melissa. How you going? It's reconnecting with the things that you love to do, things that make you feel passionate about life, things that connect you with life, right? You want to make that connection again. I'm not talking politics, Sneaky. I'm an Australian, mate. What do I care about Trump and all those people? I don't even really, you know. I didn't even like, what was his show on TV? I've forgotten what the name of that was. The Apprentice, that was it. I didn't even watch that. Hey Toddster, how you going? So when we take full ownership of ourselves, we don't have to worry about what's going on out there anymore, right? When you're being, hey Melissa, well, Sydney a bit cooler than Melbourne this morning. I'm from Melbourne. When you're being your true self, you don't have to worry at all what anyone else thinks, because you're living your life from your heart. You're being you. I mean, there's fears there to being your true self, right, that I understand. And I've had to go through my own battles about putting everything that I believe out there for the world to listen to, right? I mean, you're basically making yourself vulnerable. When you are who you're meant to be, there's no barriers up anymore. Everyone knows what you fully love. Everyone knows what you're into because you're being it. But being it, and the other side of that, it lifts your vibration. With vibration and people, like attracts like. It's almost like a universal law. Energy that's of a similar wavelength that will attract that to itself. So when you are feeling fantastic, you only attract other people of similar vibration level. You don't attract the shit, you don't attract the trolls, because you're acting up here, all right? So being brave and being yourself and speaking your truth and living your truth is how you feel the best you can feel. At the same time, you're the most protected you'll ever be. But it's a fear that is an incorrect fear with most people that stops them from stepping into who they really want to be, because they think that they won't be protected and that someone might shoot them down, right? That tall poppy syndrome that people do, where they try and knock someone off their perch because, hey, I'll make you feel bad, so that'll make me feel better. You know, that's just crap. I don't care what anyone thinks of me. I don't give a brass right? I am really pleased that I'm being brave and I'm expressing who I am and I'm talking about the beliefs that I believe. And there are people that are going to agree and they're going to appreciate certain things I say, and there are people that won't agree, right? But I'm not worried about the ones that don't agree. I'm putting out all the stuff that I think about and I understand and I believe, so that individuals, if they like, can take what they like and throw away what they don't like. We are all on our own individual journeys. If one thing I one thing that I say on a chat resonates with a person and it helps answer a question, and they then aren't stuck and they're moving again down the path they want to go, awesome. I've been able to help them. I mean, I'm not even going to know that I have helped them, but that doesn't matter. I'm just expressing myself and giving myself the reflection of who I want to be, and I'm reinforcing that, which is creating more positive in my world. It's about being the you that you maybe aren't fully being yet, you know, because it takes a brave person to embrace their true self and be that person without any restriction. Fry from 98. You saying my view is delusional, Fry? I'm not blocking you, Tanaka. I appreciate you. It's the people that keep putting up comments and they make it run down the comments like it's fun, right? Just to block what everyone else is doing. And I want you guys to be able to talk with each other and connect with people that, you know, also are interested in and finding a better connection with themselves. I'm not saying that my thoughts are right for everyone. I'm not saying that. I'm not a bloody church. I'm not a religion. I'm a guy that's gone through life. I've had many things thrown at me, and I've found the things that sit with me and make me feel really good about who I am, and I'm expressing them now. I'm putting them out there for people to, you know, get something out of if they choose that how I talk is good, right? It's as simple as that. I don't think religion is what any of us should be kind of, you know, amen's fine, shrieking light, but I don't think that the religion that's been created across this world has been a good thing. I mean, how many wars have been going on over the centuries over religion? How can it be a good thing if we're hurting each other all the time and killing each other? Something's not right. Something's not right. And if a religious title encourages you to hate something else or hate someone else, I'm sorry, but I don't agree with it. That's where I have to draw the line, because we all should be treating each other as brothers and sisters. We're all humans. We all came into this world the same way. We'll all leave the same way. Why do we treat each other differently? For me, it's pretty simple, right? Hurting anyone against their will, right, just doesn't sit, right? So it's just, there's too much going on out there that's negative. And I say to all you guys, you know, it's only our little group here that wants to have a chat and listen to Craig. The only person you can change in this world is you, right? The only person in this world that you have any influence over is you. You can change your own reality, your personal bubble, your personal things that you create for you. you can live a totally different life within your reality compared to everything going on outside. That's true. But you have to... It's funny, Fry, I didn't have breakfast this morning. You can act as you want to act, mate, but that's your choice, right? Like, I choose to speak about what I believe. If people don't like it, they can move on. If people like how I talk, they can subscribe and jump on when I do lives and have a listen whenever they like. Simple as that. And I've got no dramas with any race, creed, religion. I don't care who you are. If you're a person that's open-minded and you want to be a better version of yourself, then maybe hanging out listening to me is a good place to hang out. No, I'm not an atheist at all, mate. I believe life goes on. I've been out of my physical body twice in my 56 years, and I know that there's more to life than just the physical. I don't know everything about it, but I know that we do go on, right? Iranian Pro Mapper. That's an interesting title there. Are you a Pommy Tanaka? I think you are. If I'm England, yes, maybe. Yeah, what was I going to say? Well, Iranian Pro Mapper. Yes, if you are new, that is fine. This is all about talking about life, the universe, and everything. And I am an individual that believes that we have the power to create what happens in our lives. We all do it. We want to actually, I can talk to you about experiences that I've had where it's, things that have happened where I've done certain things and I've had certain things happen to prove it to me that what I put out is what comes back. So if that's true, we have to all work on being better versions of ourselves and trying to put out more positive comments and think more positively and live more from the heart and treat everyone in the best way we possibly can and lift our vibrations to the highest level we can by following the path of doing things that you're truly passionate about. Nah, mate, there's too many questions get thrown up all the time. It's hard to keep up, mate. I'm an old man, right? Okay, yeah. But that's all right. So, like I said, I think I've taken care of that one, Tanaka. Source guys. How you going? We've had to clear a couple of trolls tonight just through what they're saying and repeating, but that's okay. Look, it is honestly, life is bigger than all of us, right? We all know that, but I'm someone that wants to talk about it. I'm someone that wants to open up the floor and say, let's have a discussion. What things have you proven in your life? Or is this the first time you've heard someone talking about that they believe that they create what happens in their life? Life's a bitch. Thank you very much, Xander. And that's probably the most honest comment I've heard tonight. I appreciate it, right? But I'm going to tell you, Xander, that you do have the ability to change what goes on in your life. You do. Now, whether you work that out now, whether it takes another 5 years of your existence to get your head around that fact, but what you say and do creates a reaction coming back. When a situation happens out here in our life and we react a certain way, right? We have to have a look at ourselves after the fact, because it's very hard in the early stages to stop yourself doing something maybe that's a little bit negative or whatever in the early part of analysing yourself. But at the end of the day, if you go home and you go, gee, that situation happened, I called that person a dickhead, whatever you did, you have to analyse it. You're the judge and jury of your own decision making and your own actions, right? I believe that very fully. When you get home, you can decide whether you accept what you did was okay or whether you'd like to act next time in a different way. You can choose what you create, because every action that you do creates a response also outside yourself. And you bring these experiences into your life to help you learn, expand, and clear these beliefs maybe that are locked in you that maybe aren't so positive. Because when you do things positively, it's easy for you to accept that and move on, and that was great, let that go, no problem. But when a negative thing happens, or a thing that we perceive as negative, that's when basically we're hanging on to it, like, that piece of work really pissed me off and I'm holding on to that and I'm going to do something about that in the future. You create this knot of energy, and this repeat starts, where the same situation happens in a week's time. And it's like your conscious mind, your subconscious mind is recreating it to see whether you've learnt the lesson, or are you going to act the same way again. The only way you can let that go is to accept that you acted like that and decide that you'd like to act differently. LeBron, how you going? And decide that you want to act differently. And all the things I've just said then are your choices to make. You choose how you respond. But analysing yourself and judging yourself, if you like all the things that you do and you like the craziness in your life and you want it to keep going, don't change anything. Because you can have whatever you want in your life, right? You can have great excitement, great positive things. You can have crazy out of control life with total shit going on, and you can keep cursing about it and blaming everyone else and not taking ownership, and it'll keep on happening. You can change your life's direction at the time that you decide, I'm going to make a new decision here. I'm going to act differently here from now on. I'm not going to just roll with it and keep being like that. My dad used to act like that. Maybe that's a belief that got put on you by your dad. And then you've realised it and go, I don't want to act like my dad. I want that situation, I can act like this. That's much better. Because how you're acting is creating things in your life. So as you act like a dick, you just create more shitty situations in your life. Right? It's you understanding that you affect you. That's the craziness about it, right? And the deeper that you understand that, the clearer it becomes, right? Your life is for you to get clarity on. Fidel, how you going? Allah Akbar, I appreciate you, mate, because you are being you. Now, the only thing I'll say, obviously, I don't know all of you personally, but if you are working from your heart, if you are truly operating from a place of, I want good things in my life, I want to improve my life, if you have negative thoughts towards others, you are operating from your mind, you're operating from the ego, right? Well, money, Loki, you can move on then, mate, if you find this boring. That's okay. No need to post it, though. Jeez, mate, wait till I come on your YouTube page and say it's boring. It's all freedom of speech, right? I'm expressing myself here. Stephen Price, well, no. I'm not, but thank you for asking, Fidel. Sounds weird calling you Fidel Castro, but that's fine. It's just about recognizing what's going on. Like, life's confusing at the best of times, everyone, right? But it's never sat with me to think that I don't have a say in my life. I came into this world as a baby, and at some point in time, consciousness steps in and you can remember things going on as a kid, right? And most people, I don't know, around age 3 or 4 is where their first memory is. Some people are earlier. But everyone that's living this life, all the parents that have the baby, and there's very few of them that really know or understand life from the perspective of what we're talking about. They don't explain anything to anyone because they don't know it themselves. but they go on their way of programming you with what they think is the best limitations that they need to put upon you, like you can't touch this, you can't do that, and there's a lot of no, 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 can't, negative, 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 down, 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 go, 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 right? We need to allow our next generations to be working from what they came in wanting to do. We need to allow them to find who they are. What do they love? What are they enjoying? And just guide them down that path. Because if you're doing what you love in life, you never work a day in your life. Life's a joy. You get up, you want to go and do your job because you love doing it. It's a passion. You're connected. It feels there's a meaning. There's a reason, there's a meaning why you're out there doing it. If you hate what you're doing, have a quiet look to yourself. Don't quit your job, but have a look at who you are. Have a think about who you are. Remind yourself of what you love to do in your life. Just take quiet time. I'm big on telling everyone to take 5 minutes a day where you just sit in a quiet space, if you can find it, unless you've got lots of kids running around, that's hard. But if you can take 5 minutes and just quietly sit by yourself and let the day wash away a little bit. And, you know, it might be for some having a bath in the evening, locking the door and putting on some smelly bubbles and, you know, relaxing, and then thinking about your day, right? And how have I reacted to all the things that I've had happen in my day? Has it been a good day? Analyze yourself. It's not about what other people do. I want to remind everyone of that. From my perspective, they've been brought there to be the cast members in whatever it is you're bringing into your world. But you don't want to be blaming the characters out there. You want to be taking ownership of how you felt and how you reacted, so you can change what you didn't like about how you acted. If you liked everything, congratulations, you've had an awesome day. If you liked everything you did. But analyze your day, you know. Be honest with yourself. If you want to connect with your honest self, you've got to be honest. You can't say, oh, I'm a great person when you're acting like a prick. Can you? But no one else knows that you think that way, because only you do. The only person that's ever going to judge you in your life and your existence is you. Everyone here already has the golden ticket to life, right? I believe that we're all immortals, that we all have the ticket, we exist, we'll exist forever. We are living this life to expand how we see ourselves. How you going, Daryl? Good to see you. We're living this life to expand ourselves so we can see ourselves from another perspective, so we can become more of the person that we are, the being that we are. We can expand how we see ourselves. No worries, mate, all good. Is that Indonesia, Fatten? Is that Indonesia you're saying you're from? Is that it? Yeah, I'm just reading as I speak. It's very hard, you know, I'm a guy doing two things at once. You have to be truly authentic with yourself and honest with yourself. Right, Mr. Time, how you going? Remember, if you like what I talk about, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notifications so you can jump on at different times. I'm on most days now talking my talk about life, the universe and everything. And I do have times where I'll talk about specific things. But at the moment, I'm just really talking about the general understanding of existence from the way that I see it. And that's very similar to a lot of metaphysicians that are out there that believe they create what goes on in their life, or we're a massive part of it. But you can't believe you create 50%. I want to make that clear too. It's like, oh, no worries, Dale. Well, welcome aboard, mate. Fred Blogs, how are you going? No, I'm a bit away from the junction, mate. Maybe another time, my friend. Long live Diddy, yes. Ariel Free Diddy. Okay, lots of good stuff there. Being your authentic self is where I come back to. So what I'm talking about is really putting out the understanding that I'm someone that believes that I create everything that goes on in my life. The good, the bad, the ugly. So you can't create your own reality without taking acceptance of all the things that have happened in your life. You don't just create the good, right? You also create all the other stuff that at the time mightn't seem as good. Those things, often when you go down your path of life and then something else occurs, you look back and you go, if that particular shitty situation at the time didn't happen, I wouldn't have had this happen down here. So suddenly we look at that experience as positive. So nothing is really negative and positive. They're experiences that we go through to create the path and direction that we sometimes don't realize we need to go in. I basically encourage everyone to connect with what they're into and start to add those things into their life. You know, we all have to work, and sometimes work's not that much fun, but if you at least add in things into your life that are things that you're passionate about, that make you feel really good, and it might just be on a Saturday, right? Latronic, how you going? Welcome aboard, mate. And you start doing this hobby on a Saturday and you just feel awesome. Maybe it's, basically, let's say you're cutting jewelry, you're someone that does lapidary and you love cutting crystals and making jewelry, and you've started joining this little group on a Saturday, but your daily job just drives you nuts, right? But on the Saturday, suddenly you meet other people in this club that are all doing the cutting jewelry, and one of them happens to be a jewelry store owner, and all of a sudden he's looking for someone else to work in his shop, but it's similar money to what you're getting right now. And you connect with him and he goes, oh, you can come and work for me. Hey, I'll give you a job. But next thing you know, an opportunity has come up to do with the thing that you're passionate about, because you took the action to start to bring that into your world. You created the action of following your passion, and your subconscious mind said, oh, so Craig wants more of that. Okay, let's create an opportunity in the area of cutting stones. So don't limit yourself, or don't keep yourself closed in a box. Try and remind yourself of the things that you get the most excitement from, and start to do them, even in the smallest way. Start to do them, right? Because if you don't start them, you're not putting the message to the subconscious, this is what I want to create. And when you do tell your subconscious that through the actions of doing that particular thing, then the wave comes, because you'll kick in and start to create more things that you're passionate about, right? So they're ideas, guys. They're ideas to go down. There are other things, little things that I talk about sometimes, like you want to prove that you create your own reality because you're not too sure that what Craig's saying is right. There are techniques that, or little ideas and understandings that if you think about, you can actually understand it, right? If you have achieved any type of goal or financial achievement, maybe you've hit a budget at work and you got a bonus because of it, and you went after that and you created more business, If you've changed from this point in the timeline to having this much, and then down here you've got this much, you've changed the amount of product that you've been able to sell. Let's use product as an example. Hey, Gold Silver, how you going? Then basically you've just shown yourself that you create your own reality, because if your reality was solid and you couldn't change anything, how could you create more of something? How could you change anything? If it's a solid, permanent environment that other things are done to change it and you can't change it, how did you do it by achieving that goal? You achieved the goal, or you improved your PB or whatever you did, because you chose that you wanted to create a new reality. You went after it, you improved yourself in an area, you learned how to do this, you changed what was going to go on. Okay, some idiot. How you going? You You need to understand that for yourselves. Life, we are creatures of change. Every moment of every day we get older, we change. Our physical body deteriorates. We change. We are in a kind of simulation. This is what I believe. We're in a simulation that we have created. We've created this existence, this massive universe that is like a simulation where we can incarnate into it, experience existence, and change things as we understand and grow more and become aware of ourselves more again as we go along. If it wasn't a changeable world, if it wasn't a simulation or a world where we could do that, then creating your own reality wouldn't be a possibility, right? Omar, thank you, sir. Appreciate you. But these are thoughts from me. I sit around, I think about this stuff. Vision not see. Vision not see, I like that. Hello, how you going? Welcome. Life is awesome, guys. Every single person on the live right now and not on the live right now is bloody perfect as you are. I say this once in a while because I want you to take it on. You're perfect as you are. You don't have to change a thing. You don't have to achieve anything. You don't have to be anyone different to be perfect, because you are a perfect spark of love and light of existence. We are all part of the all that is. We're all uniquely perfect. Okay? We are all bloody awesome. We come here and I think we're seeing ourselves from a different position. We're living a different existence. I'm Craig in this lifetime, and I'm seeing myself through the eyes of Craig. And is my accent that tough for you, man? I didn't know Aussies were that hard to understand, but appreciate you. Sorry about that, Running Man. I'll work on that. So, we want to see ourselves from a different perspective, right? Mr. Blogs, thank you. You want to see yourself from a different perspective. You want to understand life from a different angle. But I also think that a lot of us have come here in this timeline to help with a transition that's going on. I feel like people are becoming more open-minded. I think the general person is awakening to another level of who we are as human beings. I think there's many things about ourselves that we are yet to awaken. I think there's many abilities we have that we don't realise we have. So it's going to be a very interesting next couple of years. Hey, Little, how you going? And I think that I have not been to Germany, Alexandra. I hope everything is going well for you. Yes, you're back in your glorious self, and you are very appreciated. Very appreciate you being here. You all, how can I hit next level as a person? You keep going after the things that you love to do, Omar. And that is the most basic thing that you need to hold on to. So if you say you're going after a passion, you're doing something that you're passionate about, and you get to a point where you go, I'm not feeling it as much now, then listen to yourself and connect with something else. There'll be something else there that you would say is a passion, and then start going down that path. Right? But it's your passions that lead you to the truth about who you are and what you want life to become for you. And the person that you want to be and express is the person that helps other people. The authentic you helps other people awaken to their authentic self. It's the it's the pebble in the pond again, right? Drop a pebble in the pond and the ripples keep going out, right? One person can transform many, many, many people around them. It is not about trying to change anyone by force. It is about looking at yourself honestly and working on you to be the best version of you. You can't lie to yourself. You are here to try and become the best version of yourself. And I don't think that there's anything more to it, right? I have not been to Ethiopia. Sounds awesome, seems awesome over there. I've seen pictures. But Omar, listen to your heart.
do the things that bring you the greatest joy. Whatever they are, however you can fit them into your life, and life will keep improving.
100%. That message goes out to everyone, right?
Everyone. Do the things that make you feel the best in life, right? If they're coming from your heart, if they're genuine, and they're things that you personally just love to do, and it's something that's just you, right? I'm doing it because I love it. Or, you know, or whatever it is. Join a group that does the same thing. All these people that are into the passion or they're into the thing that you're into, you'll suddenly meet all these similar-minded people. No worries, Omar. Appreciate you, mate. And you get to these groups and you're like up here. Like, that's something that even when I was younger, when I started to understand this concept, what do I want to do? And I'd go along to do that particular thing, and next thing you know, you'd meet 10 people there and they'd all be into it. And then it was like, wow, your world just opens up. So it's exciting, but it's being brave, and it's really just being true to you, going after the things that you hold closest to you, right? And that's why I say a lot of the time that it is about being brave, you know, about being the true you, like putting yourself out there and being vulnerable to the world and saying, there's nothing hidden behind this. I'm not hiding anything. You know, this is who I am. And I'm pointing at my heart. So it's just a habit. I'm a hands guy. I think I got a lot of European in my blood, you know, like I'm very mixed. There's lots of different nationality mixes within my being. So I love using my hands, but hey, I do have good breath. So I'm just going to say that, all right? It's not because I don't have bad breath, all right? But around my neck here too. So I have my little Ankh, for those who are interested, like my little Ankh symbol. That's an Egyptian symbol that means eternal life. It's the cross with the half loop on the top. The Egyptians believed in eternal life, as I do, that we go on and on and on. And Evra Jones, shout out for you, my friend. There you go. Okay. And I'm reeling a crystal called Lamar. It's called Lamar. It's a blue, greeny, white type crystal. I've been wearing it for quite a while. I like my crystals. Anyone that's been on my YouTube channel, and there's a few videos I talk about what crystals are all about. There's one video there that I go into quite depth about it. Uganda. Wow, that's unreal. Evra, very nice to meet you. Thank you for joining. I'm Craig, and I talk about life, the universe, and everything, and I speak about how I believe we all create what goes on in our lives. So, Mr. Positive, some of my new friends on the Craig's World Rock YouTube channel like to term me as, because if you want to create your own reality, of course you've got to be the most positive you can be. Yeah, I'm an Aussie, Selena. Thank you for asking. From Melbourne, Australia. That's down the south of Australia, down the bottom. And even lower than Melbourne is little landmass called Tasmania. We don't worry about Tasmania too much, but there you go. Oh, okay, no worries, Selena, all good. So you can understand my accent, Selena. I knew there was something good about you. No, everyone's good. Don't worry, Uganda, Africa, it doesn't matter. You're all fantastic. You're all family to me, right? So I want to make it clear to everyone too. Look, I know there's people that are religious. I'm not a religious person. I do understand religion, but I take it to another level where we are part of the all that is, right? Human beings, we all came in as babies, we all live this life, and we all move on and we'll analyse our lives ourselves. We're all the same. We're all brothers and sisters and family. I just wish that the world would see it that way, right? But that's how I see the world. That's how I see life. And look, in simplistically, MacDonic, I have said before that Jesus Christ, in my opinion, was used as a martyr by religions to say he's better than you, give your power to him because he died for your sins. I don't believe that. I believe he was someone like us that was very connected with life, and he was trying to show us who we could be. But it was taken way out of context and confused. And I reckon the spiritual person, Jesus, now as a being, would be like a bit disappointed that the world took his life that way, right? Because we need to wake up to ourselves. We need to take our own power back. We need to be the heart center of our own lives. Remember, we came into this life by ourselves. We'll leave by ourselves. Who should be the most important person in your life? You. It's that simple. To me, it's that simple. Live life to the fullest. Live life. Do the things that you love to do, because that's what you'll start creating down that line. And then all of a sudden you're creating things that you love more than anything, and you start living a life that you love, not living a life that you hate. What you say and what you think make a huge difference in your life. Love sheep, mate. I'm an Aussie. What are you talking about? Yeah, you dirty rat. Okay, well, that's fine. And I've said before, Kurds, I think it's Kurds there. I'm happy you can believe Islam and be Islamic. That's absolutely fine, mate. I have no dramas with that. But on my page, I don't, we're talking about being open about what life is. And this is my channel to talk about how I see it. This is my expression, how I see it. If, everyone can listen, but if someone wants to preach their own truth, absolutely start your own YouTube page and do it there, because if someone starts over talking their things here, it blocks up the chats, and I just want people to be open-minded about life in general. I don't believe there should be any terms for anything. I think all religion should be, take away all the titles, just all be spiritual people, live to the best example of yourself you can be. Treat people the way you want to be treated. And I don't think there's one religious person in the world that would say that what I'm saying is wrong when I say that. Be the best version of yourself you can be. Treat everyone as family, right? Well, you can. There's no limitations on life. There's limitations on beliefs, but there's no limitations on life. If you want to believe in more, if you want to believe a more open-minded thought process and not have beliefs that have been put there because people have said this, then you can. Just because it's that a lot of people believe certain things because they're told that's what the belief is and you can't change it. I have really opened up to the metaphysical side of things, where I believe I create my own reality, and I've proven that to myself. So no matter what someone talks about in other areas, I've still expanded the way I see things through the things that I've experienced, and I've proved them to myself. So life is for me to learn and experience what I want through it. It's my journey, right? And everyone should have the right to experience their lives in the way they want, and I'm cool with that. Right? I just want everyone to understand that they have, from my perspective, they have a say in their life. You can choose to change what you're doing for the better. You have the ability, from my perspective, to transform your life and do things that you love more than maybe what you're doing right now. Right? Oh, sorry, I said that before. That you're talking about, this is my little Ankh, Egyptian symbol, the Ankh. If you haven't seen it before, it's a symbol that means eternal life. I believe everyone goes on forever, and we already have the golden ticket. All right? Passion Delight. Thank you, Passion Delight. I'm looking extremely exquisite today. My beauty tip is be the most positive person you can be, and I think that keeps your youngness on the outside. How's that? Yeah, and there's so much hate in the world, Gaurav. There's so much hate, and it hurts me when I see all that people can hate each other just because of a belief. And I don't, I won't get into that heavily. It's just sad, that unfortunately everyone can't just treat everyone as equals, and I'm not going to change my attitude. Trump's just as bad when it comes to his attitudes about Greenland and everything. It's, we're lucky here in Australia, but yeah, it's, your attitudes make a huge difference. And You know, there's bad attitude just amongst people within your local communities and that too, right? It's just about making a decision whether you want to make your own change. Do you want to be the best version you can be? Do you want to take ownership of that? I've taken ownership of that. And up to 18 months ago, I wasn't telling anyone about how I saw life. I kept it to myself. Right? I understood things because I'd investigated my life and I'd gone out and searched and all that type of stuff. Hey, Casper, how you going? And I've, basically experienced and studied and done all different things to find my own answers in life. And then, but we've just got, I wanted to put it out there. The next step for me was I had to then learn to live my truth. That's what I believe. So, and it was really about me putting myself out there. So all you guys, whoever wants to listen and hang out, take a few things that you like out of what I say, where there's some answers that might answer things about you. Great. If you don't like the things I say, then you move on and you find someone else that sits better with you. But, I'm here I feel like the people that haven't been able to find that connection, but they want to believe there's a part of them that knows that, hey, they want someone to tell them that you're in control of your life, that you are the center of your own world. That's my truth. That you are God, Goddess, all that is. That you are everything and you are part of the one consciousness of existence that is beautiful and balanced and pure and unconditionally loves itself and every part of existence that is there, right? That's how I feel about life. I'm not going to hate myself, and I'm connected with everything. I feel that connection, right? So connect yourself with life. Only the individual can take that time. And that's why I come up with talk about the ideas about meditating or taking 5 minutes out of the day and quietening your mind down and having a think about how you're acting on the daily basis. And are you happy with yourself? And can I be a better version of myself? But you're only going to do those things if you want to, if you see that there's a positive reason for you. Doing things in your life every day that would be a joy for you. Wouldn't that be a great life if every day that you lived, you loved everything that you did? That would be a pretty awesome life. You can have that life. You have to remind yourself of what you're passionate about. You have to remind yourself of what brings you the greatest joy. It's for you to grab your life and say, I can change it. I'm telling you, I'm one of many. I'm not an individual in this. There are hundreds of thousands of people around the world that believe they create their own reality. They mightn't be on their own YouTube page talking about it, but they believe it, and you all can as well. You just have to quieten down and take the time to analyze what's going on and to test these things for yourself. Put out, when someone comes to that door with a delivery and they bring it all the way up to your front door, right? And you go, thank you so much for bringing this all the way to the front door. Like, rather than just chucking it in my driveway, you are awesome, thank you so much. When you talk from the heart to someone, they'll be like, oh, no worries, thank you. And you'll see it come back to you. Beautiful strangers, my text. Okay. Yeah, and it's analysing. It's analysing what you're doing and how it's affecting you, right? Being honest. So that's amazing to me. They connect with school and tech and nature. Because we're all one, right? We're one with everything. I mean, you mightn't have been on earlier, Gaurav. I don't know if I'm saying that right, Gaurav. When one of my mentors over my journeys all my life expressed to me that if you hug a tree, you can actually connect with the energy of the tree. And the tree is someone, and big old trees have been connected on the planet for hundreds of years. And when you do close your eyes and relax and hold a tree, you can feel the energy of the tree. I felt the vibration of the planet come up through the tree when I first did it. It's a connection with life. We're not just an individual, we're a part of it all. And when you see your life from that perception, when you step back from your little life that doesn't seem like it means much, when you step back from that, suddenly, and you understand that, your life expands quite dramatically and opens up, right?
Aussie Jersey Shore.
BMCK, how you going, mate? So it's the honesty with yourself, isn't it? It's the honesty. It's the true, taking the time to actually check these things out, right? Individuals that aren't ready to hear about, hey, you have control in your life, you create your own reality. People that don't understand that concept and find it far-fetched, that's okay, but at some stage, at least I look at it like this, at least they've heard there's someone there that believes in that concept, and at some stage they might get to a point where they check that out. I don't know if I have. Not sure about that, Dirty Rat. Maybe. But here's another thing for a few of you guys that you haven't seen before. So I talk about how I 100% believe that we live forever. 100% believe that we live multiple lifetimes. Now, a lot of people go, oh no, we just live one. That's it. When we die, we're in the ground, we're dust, we're done. Well, in this lifetime, I've been out of my body twice. Okay? Basically, separated from the physical, looking at my arm and its blue vibrational energy, and my chest and everything was all blue vibrating energy. And I felt about, I don't know, it was when I was in my early 20s, I did it last time, but felt it was just amazing personal connection. The energy and the aliveness, I suppose, was just unbelievable, right? I did that through a technique called concentration of will, but I did that to prove that there was more to life than just the one life that everyone said I was living. And I had been told about out-of-body experiences, and I had a mate that got me a book, and I basically read the techniques, and over a period of time, I actually achieved it. And there's a video that I've done, I think it goes for about 10 minutes on my YouTube channel, that I go into depth through how I got that to happen. But that alludes to another concept, or another thought. There's a guy called Robert Monroe, for anyone that doesn't mind reading. Robert Monroe wrote a few books, but his first book was called Journeys Out of the Body. Robert Monroe is probably he's passed now, but he's probably one of the most famous authors and out-of-body experiences that there's ever been from a human perspective. There is a university in America called the Monroe Institute, and people go there to learn about out-of-body experiences. Sounds crazy to people who've never heard about it before, but it exists and it's real. Robert Monroe, Journeys Out of the Body. If you want to know whether life goes on, read that book. Okay? I've done it twice. I'm live here, everyone. I'm telling you my truth. Right? I'm being brave, but I don't have to tell anyone that at all. It was an experience that I did to prove it to myself. So have you heard about, I have heard about Bigfoot, but I've never seen Bigfoot, so I can't help you with that one. Yeah, so dreams can be where you're astral traveling, like when you're flying and you're kind of in your mind's eye and you're watching things as you fly and move around. I think there's two things there's either astral traveling where you're kind of seeing yourself moving around, and there's an out-of-body experience where you actually see you're out of your physical body and you see your physical body and you're actually just your energy body or your spirit or your soul, whatever you want to look at it like. But I was vibrating this blue energy. I was blue, a blue energy. I was in the form of myself, whether that's the permanent form. You saw Bigfoot in a dream. There you go. Astral travel, yes. I love that, guys. What do you think seeing Bigfoot in the dream meant, though, Grandmaster? Well, was it like an image in your eye, like you were somewhere else and you were watching what was going on? Hey, Harry, how you going? And you could just see the image of Bigfoot in your mind, or did you feel like you were somehow there? I don't know. Like you would just be on the feeling of that, I suppose. It might have been an out-of-body experience. So wow, really? That's awesome. Macca Small. No, Macca Small. I haven't got time to look at your pic, Macca. I'm not going to guess. Bigfoot dream seems real. There you go. And again, these things, it's great that we're in a safe place here. Look, seriously, you can talk about these things here. And they're only things that you can prove to yourself. But I love hearing that others are having these great extra special experiences, right? Life's so much bigger and amazing than any of us realise. And it takes, I think, you know how they had explorers back in the day? I think people that think like us, that want to actually know more, we're the future explorers of the planet, you know? Seeing a super song, I'd like to be able to teleportation. Well, I reckon that's all going to be possible in the future. I'm a big believer that Star Trek, they've already got all the technology to do the Star Trek things. Beam me up, Scotty, that's real. Did you ever hear the story? Here, I'll tell you a story. I'll tell you all a story. Brian Gamba, shut up. Who are you shutting up? The only person being great. Cool, Yowies, Australia. Yes, okay, very good. So there was the previous owner to a private company called Lockheed Martin, I believe it was. And when he was dying, he admitted to someone else that they'd had a lot of technology given to them as a company to try and reverse engineer. And he said, we've already created all the things that are on Star Trek, like the teleportation device and beyond. So there's a lot of hidden secrets that the American military and all that have. So I think all that stuff will come out. Be Type 5 civilization. I'm not sure what the Type 5 stands for. Wilhelm, how are you going? Yeah, Lockheed Martin, that's the one. A lot of secrets. They compartmentalize whoever a little bit, and no one knows the whole. It's very ingenious to have hidden the truth of many things from the general public of the world. But I do believe that's all coming to a head this year and next year. Very interesting is to see what gets announced on our TV screens and what we become aware of as existing. So there might be some real open-minded experiences happening. I say just stay centered in your heart, be true to yourself, live your life that way, nothing will go wrong. No, most people don't know what's going on, but I think more and more are becoming curious. And I think that's what's happening as the vibrations lift of people. I think as individuals start to take more ownership of their lives and their vibrations lift because they do things they want to be doing, it automatically helps open up everyone else. I think the planet's even going through a lifting of vibration, and we all live on the planet. We're all a part of it, right? And so we just have to kind of take that understanding and believe that as our vibrations lift, more fear and hate aspects will dissipate and more positive clarity will come into who we are and what we really should be about and what we really should be doing. And, you know, at the center of my core, I believe that's what will happen, that there'll be an overwhelming awakening, that there'll be a level of vibration where the general populace will awaken. Now, how that happens or when that happens, I'm not sure, but I don't think that's as far away as what some people think. Absolutely, but it can be quite blinding, the sun. Aquarius is sort of, you know, and look, a much brighter, higher vibration level of light, and there's more that's coming that keeps developing and keeps lifting our vibration. So we're almost, if the world's lifting its vibration and clearing all of its old shit, and we're on it, we're going to be forced, our vibrations are forced to come higher with the world itself, because we're a part of it. So that's why a lot more people's shit's coming to the surface. That's why a lot more, you know, old bad things that some people have done are coming to the surface in, you know, with high level people and all the, some of the bad things that some of these people have done. The crap's coming to the surface, everyone, and I think we should be happy about that. And, you know, from my perspective, that's what I like to talk about. You want to and go through this process for yourself. Not at all. Daryl, are you okay? Well, Daryl, I didn't know that like that, but we'll have to block that because no one can write anything when you're doing that. Daryl's had to go. So, yeah, we just need to stay centered ourselves and know who we are and do the things that we really like doing. Be as positive and vibrant as we can. And I think we'll be fine going through this transitional period because we'll be rising our vibration as the planet rises its. So we won't be fighting against it. If you're trying to hold on to stuff from the past or something negative, you know, it's going to be forced open. If the planet's lifting its vibration and you're a human being on the planet and you've got old negative things that you're holding on to that you used to keep lock and key in that low vibration, as the planet lifts its vibration, the key's blown away. Your crap will come to the surface against your will. Yeah, meditation is the way. Meditation is, it's, you know, I don't like to say it's the only see through the veil. Just to find, if you've never meditated before, find 5 minutes a day where you quiet your mind. Sit in your room quietly and then ask yourself, did I do everything in the best way possible that I know how? Was there any situation where I let myself down? And analyze, decide, do I need to change anything or I'm happy with everything that's going on? Yourself along the way. The only person that can change and improve things that are going on in your life is you. But if you have old, should I jump into this? If you have old held on energy that's old and shitty and something that happened a long time in the past, you've got to find a way to accept that happened to you. You don't let go of blockages of negative energy when the reason you don't let go is because you don't accept that they happen, that you have any say in it. So if you've got negative stuff that's just holding on to you or staying with you, you've got to accept it. You don't have to heal yourself. You don't have to work it out. You did the best you could at the time when these things happened to you. But now, in this point in time right now, you need to accept those things, let them go, and let your energy flow clearly again. So you let the positive in, right? The only way you can clear the negative is to accept it. Accept yourself and all. That's how you heal. Because if you don't let go of that blockage of energy, it will manifest into a physical ailment. That's what happens. So energy must be allowed to flow constantly. Let go of the experience. It's easy to do it for the good stuff. We all have a good experience and go, wow, that was great. Go on to tomorrow. But if it's a bad experience, we go, I can't let go of it. You've all been really awesome. I've got to tell you, every single one of you has been awesome. I appreciate all of you for listening. Saturday night's probably the toughest night to to do this, I reckon, because you get all types of different people jumping on. But, you know, I'll be on again tomorrow at some stage. We'll have another chat and we'll see how we go. If not, if I'm not there, and I'll be there, so I'll be back on at some stage. But, you know, I'm trying to do it as regularly as I can. I appreciate you, man. And, you know, you ever want to ask any questions, if you ever want to ask any questions, I've got my videos that are there. You can always chuck whatever question on and, you know, I'll get back to you. I'll answer the questions. So if you want Craig's opinion or something that's going on, feel free to ask questions on any of the videos. They pop up and I get notified of them. So I'm available and, you know, but you do get the real me here on the lives. No doubt about it. I speak my truth and that's how it's always going to be. And I hope that I'm just being an example to show you guys that it's okay to speak your truth as well. You know, live your life to the best, in the best way you can. Be kind to yourself first. Be kind to treat other people the way you want to be treated, and life's going to transform. You know, but yeah. All right. So everyone, have a great night, day. I'll catch up with you all soon. See you through the veil. Appreciate you too, everyone. Behave yourselves. We'll catch up soon. All right.